What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the Liverpool Real Madrid post-match analysis and reaction video. I'm sorry that I didn't upload this video yesterday, but I was watching the game at my cousin's place, who is a huge Real Madrid fan, so things got very spicy during the game. I wish that Real Madrid would have gone 2-0 up and then the final result would have been 5-2, because that would have saved us the heartache and the embarrassment of going 2-0 up at Anfield after 40 minutes. We were leading 2-0 after 20 minutes, and Liverpool played one of their best first halves of the whole season. And that's embarrassing to say after Liverpool's biggest defeat at home in a European competition, biggest defeat by a big margin, because yes, we lost 3-0 to Real Madrid previously in the Champions League, but we never ever conceded 5 goals at home in any European game, and that is now the unwarranted record and the unwanted worst goals conceded ratio in the Champions League and in European competition history in Liverpool. And I'm really disappointed, because yes, the second goal of Liverpool was lucky, but the Darwin Núñez goal was absolutely brilliant. Even my Real Madrid fan cousin applauded that, and the jaw dropped when that happened. And Liverpool were on top of Real Madrid for 25-30 minutes. We played really well. Then Vinicius Jr. scores a brilliant goal. Courtois makes an absolute howler before the Salah goal, might I add. Why couldn't Courtois do this in the Champions League final, when then we would have won the Champions League? And this is not as painful, of course, as the Champions League final was, because this is the last 16 and I never expected Liverpool to knock Real Madrid out. But still, to get embarrassed in the second half in the manner that Real Madrid outplayed Liverpool was pretty shocking, disgraceful, embarrassing. What are your thoughts in the comments below? This is definitely the end of an era, the end of the Jurgen Klopp era, and there needs to be a Jurgen Klopp rebuild process, because Liverpool have an absolutely monumental rebuilding job to do. But even at 2-1, Liverpool were in a good position, but the Anfield crowd went very silent, strangely, after a brilliant first 25-30 minutes of the atmosphere. And then came the first sucker punch, the first kick in the nuts. Alisson passes it straight into Vinicius, who wasn't even looking at goal. He was turning his head away so he doesn't get his face smashed in. But Alisson, instead of lumping it over Vinicius or lobbing the ball pass over Vinicius, he passes it straight into his leg and it ricochets back in, and it's 2-2. And Liverpool should have had a penalty when Carvajal clearly pushes Darwin Núñez in the back. The referee didn't give it, and strangely VAR didn't give it either. That's not the reason why Liverpool lost so heavily, but it was still annoying, because that was at 2-1, and if it goes 3-1 the game is completely different. Liverpool went in 2-2. Joe Gomez didn't have the best of first half, but he had the absolute horror show in the second half, and I want Joe Gomez and Matip sold, and I want 2 new centre backs. I want Guardiola to be signed by Liverpool and somebody else, maybe a younger centre back. But Joe Gomez is past it. The injuries took its toll, and he was just never got back to his best form, which was displayed when Liverpool won their first league title in 30 years. Joe Gomez was partnering Van Dijk in that season, and he was absolutely world class, absolutely brilliant. He's a shadow of that former self, and I hate to say it, but Joe Gomez is just not good enough anymore. He's not Liverpool standard anymore, because he was pretty much at fault for 3 or 4 of Real Madrid's 5 goals. The defending for the set piece from Militao, where Militao scored, was absolutely horrendous. So Liverpool defending in a straight line, half of the defenders didn't even see the ball. They didn't even see the free kick being taken. And Joe Gomez and strangely Darwin Núñez was in the middle. And they were just standing there. Militao goes in from the back post, unopposed, nobody is running with him, and he just heads it straight in from 4 yards out. It's a maddening goal, and that absolutely killed Liverpool's confidence, which was already very fragile. Jurgen Klopp likened confidence to a flower. It's hard to grow, and it's very easy to get squashed. The Liverpool confidence evaporated, and this team has they are no mentality monsters, and at the moment they are mentally unwell, and Liverpool time and time again shoot themselves in the foot, because after Real Madrid scored their third goal, Liverpool were just not at the races. We gave up. We didn't fight. We didn't play with any intensity. The midfield was bypassed too easily, and we are expecting an 18-year-old Bajcetic to hold Real Madrid off, who are, of course, the kings of Europe, the champions, the reigning champions of the Champions League. And they showed how to rebuild an aging midfield. Real Madrid had similar issues to their midfield to Liverpool. They had an aging side with Modric and Toni Kroos and Casemiro. They sold Casemiro and they signed Camavinga, and then 1 year later Tchouaméni for combined like 150 million, something like that, 140 million, which means that they now have still a brilliant midfield. And in Real Madrid probably play more the Jurgen Klopp style of football than Liverpool currently, because Real Madrid play brilliant counter-attack. Vinicius Jr. was absolutely electric, and Benzema scored a brilliant goal after Liverpool gave the ball away very easily. But Luka Modric, 37-year-old Luka Modric, dispossesses Fabinho in the middle of the park and then runs past Bajcetic like he isn't there. He slips in Vinicius Jr., I think, who slips in Benzema. It's 5-2 Real Madrid. The fourth Real Madrid goal, Joe Gomez, a deflected strike of Benzema again. I mean, it's a simple 1-2 on the edge of the box. Liverpool have like 8 men behind the ball, yet nobody is making a challenge, nobody is putting a challenge, nobody is tackling the Real Madrid players, nobody is getting stuck in. They are just ball watching. Henderson and Milner played attacking midfield in the second part of the second half. In 2023, that's unacceptable for Liverpool. And why did Jurgen Klopp take off Darwin Núñez, who had a brilliant game? Probably he was afraid that he would get injured, but still, I didn't understand. I mean, when we were chasing the game, when we needed to come back, we bring on Joel Matip and James Milner. I'm sorry, but that's an absolute joke. If that's our strength in depth, why didn't Jurgen Klopp give other substitutions? Why didn't we change the midfield for the majority of the second half? I don't get that either. And we can lament about all these little minor details. The bigger issue is Liverpool need a massive rebuild. Will FSG fund it? I doubt it. I wanted FSG gone even before they put Liverpool up for sale, and now they are denying that they are selling Liverpool. They are probably just seeking investment. And yes, Bajcetic had some really good moments in the first half. He's a big talent, and this defeat is not on him. He showed his inexperience in the second half, but he will learn from that and grow from that. But I want Henderson to be a substitute player. He's not good enough to start anymore. We need a Tchouaméni style midfielder. We need to convince Bellingham that this is still a Liverpool long-term project with Jurgen Klopp staying, that he can join, because Bellingham is not signing for Champions League football immediately at Liverpool. He's signing for the history of Liverpool, for the Anfield crowd, for Jurgen Klopp's man management skills, for Jurgen Klopp making him a world-class player, a better player. And the scoreline is very harsh because Liverpool had almost as many big chances as Real Madrid, but Liverpool didn't take most of their big chances and Real Madrid did. But it still is a deserved scoreline because of how utterly dominant Real Madrid were in the second half. It was embarrassing how much they outplayed and outpassed and outclassed Liverpool. It's like Liverpool weren't even on the pitch in the second half. That's why I said that I expected that Liverpool players gave up in the second half mentally, and that's very harsh to hear and to say and also to see, because this Liverpool team was famous for their mentality. And normally I would say if there is a side in world football who can come back from 3 goals down against the Spanish side, it's Liverpool. We have done it against Barcelona, where we lost 3-0 the first leg, and then we won 4-0 the second leg, but that second leg was at Anfield. To win at the Bernabeu is almost impossible, but to win it by 3 goals or more is pretty much unheard of. I don't know what Real Madrid's biggest defeats are in Europe, but I doubt that they lost by 3 goals in a European game at any time in their history, but I have to look it up. It will be almost impossible. Jurgen Klopp said after the game he feels the tie is over, but let's see in 3 weeks time where Liverpool are. Liverpool now only have the top 4 to play for, and that means that basically Liverpool's season, as much as winning trophies, is over. Liverpool won't win a trophy this season, and that's a massive disappointment. Whatever the reasons for it, whatever the excuses that the Liverpool players or Jurgen Klopp will come up with, at the start of the season, if somebody said in February we will lose to Real Madrid by 3 goals at home, 5-2, we will be 8th place in the Premier League, nowhere near in the title race, out of the League Cup, out of the FA Cup, that's a failed season, a massively failed season. It's a disgrace how Liverpool went from being like 2 games away from the quadruple to this. That Liverpool are absolutely out of every single competition, every single trophy. Liverpool are done for. They are finished for this season at least. And also Liverpool need 250 million to rebuild the midfield, and I don't understand still how Liverpool didn't sign a midfielder in the January transfer window, how Liverpool didn't sign a midfielder in the summer transfer window. I mean, yes, we signed some youngsters. Yes, we have Bajcetic, but for Bajcetic to come in after playing amateur football, basically under 21 football in a reserve league, to come in and to be a regular starter in the Liverpool midfield, it just shows how poor and how weak Liverpool's midfield have become. And that's unacceptable and that's disgraceful. And the Jurgen Klopp and the owners in particular, and whoever made the decision to not sign a midfielder in the summer transfer window, to not sign a midfielder then in the January transfer window, this season is also on you. And of course the medical department, who couldn't keep the Liverpool players fit, because I'm sure that with all the injuries that we have, that's one of the many reasons why Liverpool have struggled so massively this season. And this was an embarrassing defeat, no mistake about it. Liverpool absolutely got destroyed, humbled, embarrassed, disgraced in their own stadium at Anfield, and that's unacceptable. And that never even happened under the likes of Roy Hodgson or Brendan Rodgers or Rafa Benitez. We never conceded 5 goals in a European game at Anfield for a reason. But this Liverpool team is just a shambles. It's a shadow of their former self. And I really fear for the rest of the season, will this Liverpool team be able to get up again? Will they be able to fight and to start being more compact defensively? Because against Everton and Newcastle we were pretty solid defensively, but there were still worrying signs. Everton, one of the poorest Everton teams of the last 20 years, and Newcastle were down to 10 men, and they still created some chances, Newcastle, and it was only Alisson's heroics that saved Liverpool from conceding a goal or 2. But I think Liverpool in the midfield and defensively struggle massively. We need Konate back as soon as possible, because without Konate, our defense is just a shambles. It's like so easy to score and to create chances against Liverpool. And especially Jordan Henderson and Joe Gomez, I think, were the 2 worst players for Liverpool. Alisson didn't have a good game either. His horrendous mistake was really awful. But yeah, Joe Gomez and Henderson were the main culprits. And I said I never wanted Henderson to start another game, but because Thiago is injured, we have to start both Henderson and Fabinho. Fabinho also was pretty poor yesterday as well. So where do Liverpool go from here? I don't know, but Jurgen Klopp feels that the mistakes cost Liverpool pretty much, and that's the Champions League, and that's the standard that Liverpool should get back to. Real Madrid punished every single mistake that Liverpool made. They scored goals after every mistake that Liverpool made, and Liverpool don't punish those kind of mistakes when the other team makes it. Liverpool created 4 or 5 very good chances, and if we score 4 goals today, then the tie would be still open. But we didn't. We only scored 2, and one of them was an absolute gift from Courtois. And also when Liverpool lost the ball in the wrong moment, it was a perfect opportunity for Real Madrid to counter-attack, and yeah, Liverpool need to be better on the pitch. I think Thiago was a big miss as well, because he's very sure and assured in his passing and very accurate in his passing, Fabinho and Henderson, they are not. And Bajcetic is just 18 years old. He is still a kid, basically. So don't be too harsh on Bajcetic. Joe Gomez picked up an injury, and that wouldn't be the worst thing if Joe Gomez sits on the sidelines, because we need Matip to start. And Matip has been a liability this season as well. I think Joe Gomez and Matip are not good enough anymore. If Liverpool should be aspiring to be a Champions League contender and Premier League title contender team, and we can't carry these players anymore, like Gomez and Matip. They are done for, in my opinion. Yeah, let me know what you think. That's how I saw the game. That's how I felt about the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.